Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up and your comments. And thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, y'all, you know that I love a calm, intelligent black man. I'm married to one, and there's nothing in the world better than a black man with a good head on his shoulders. Well, y'all know that there have been a number of black men who have had some disparaging things to say about Serena Williams' cameo appearance in Kendrick Lamar's halftime Super Bowl show. Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith are two of the people who have had something to say. Jason Whitlock calling Serena's husband a simp. Now, I'm astounded by these black men who are calling men who actually have wives, who actually have lives with women, thriving lives with women. They're calling these men simps while they're sitting up on a platform with nobody, going home to a cat or who knows what, but it's not a wife. But they are calling a man who really has a wife and children a simp. That's astounding to me. And then Stephen A. Smith said, well, if she was my wife, I would divorce her. Stephen A. Smith doesn't have a wife either. And these men are in their 50s, headed towards 60, and they still don't have a family. They don't have a wife. They're not taking care of a family. But they feel comfortable commenting on men who are doing what men are supposed to do, providing and taking care of a family. Both of these men are 57 years old. If you're 57 years old, you don't have a wife or girlfriend or anything to show for your life that says relationship, you don't need to be speaking on men who are married with children because you're not in the same category as those men. You're not in the league with those men. So I've found these men speaking on Serena Williams in that way very annoying because we all know what Serena Williams went through to become the greatest of all time women's tennis player. So it did take a black man to put things in perspective for me. This is Ryan Clark, and I want you to listen to his take on it because it made sense to me.
First of all, Stephen A. he's just trolling. Listen, that's the big bro. I understand what he's doing. And, you know, he's become some sort of like love doctor or love coach on his show. But the thing I do want to get to that's more serious, though, is just Alexis Ohanian's support of Serena Williams, right? Like, he knows what the conversations were with her and her family after the London Olympics. Yeah. And after she sea-walked to represent Serena Williams, representing Compton, where she's from, on the biggest stage, and how she was raked over the coals for that. How she was treated like she wasn't the best tennis player in the world. And then look at it from the whole of the performance, right? Where Kendrick does say the revolution will be televised. And he is pushing back on being too loud, too ghetto, right? Too black almost. And Serena Williams got that throughout her entire career. She's the best tennis player in all the world, but her contemporaries, her peers who truly weren't her peers on the clay were getting more marketing deals, were being marketed more and pushed more in front of her, publicized more in front of her by tennis. And so I think she fit exactly what Kendrick Lamar was trying to promote, was trying to say that America as the establishment has pushed back on who we are as a culture or who we are as a people. And so for her to come out and sea-walk, which represents Compton, but also in a tennis skirt. She didn't come out like dressed in Dickies and All-Stars. She had a tennis skirt on. And now in a situation where she's in a Super Bowl show and she'll never get that opportunity again. And let's just say there's a little piece of pettiness in it. Let's just say that. Right? And Too Good, right? From Views, Drake talks about Serena Williams or says that's about Serena Williams. Now you fast forward to her loss with 21 Savage in, I think it's Middle of the Ocean. He talks about them by name, right? He calls Alexis Ohanian a groupie. Yeah. So if There's a slight bit of pettiness to what Kendrick is doing, to what Serena is doing. They just getting a lick back. And I do want to say this. Alexis sat with us, bro, in Vegas, and he said, there are things I didn't understand about what black women go through until I married Serena. And he was talking about the maternity issues and the mortality rates and what she went through in pregnancy. Another thing he can't understand is what happened to her in London, but he can support her. What he can't understand is what life was like in Compton, but he could support her. So to me, he's been the type of husband that understands he married a boss.
Yep.
Right? Who understands he's also a boss. So there's no insecurity that needs to be had in a strong marriage with a strong woman. And so Stephen A., it was funny. I get what you was doing, but nah, dog. On this one, I'm gonna have to ride with Serena.
You got to take the L.
So I really appreciate the perspective that he brought to the whole situation because he brought a perspective that needed to be brought. He brought an intelligent, insightful perspective to something that people are talking about. Well, they have tried to make it into something about Serena being so hurt and what did Drake do to Serena? What he did was he insulted her husband. So that's what he did to her. He insulted her husband. And Ryan Clark really put this beautifully. It could not have been said better. And so that is why we really need more intelligent black male voices out here to counteract all of this ignorance and jealousy that we see with these black men. We need more intelligent black voices on these social media platforms because so many black people are on social media and so many black people are getting information from social media platforms. And we need more intelligent black people speaking to black people to just bring reason and logic to a situation and not always trying to drag other black people down and talking foolishness. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about this. Do you like Ryan Clark? Do you like his perspective on this? Thank you. Give me a thumbs up and have a good evening.